Ambazonia Defense Forces, the vanguards of the Ambazonia War of Independence.
Greetings to you all, fellow Ambazonians, and greeting most especially to all top people all over the world. I came on live today to add my own words to what we all already know. I have listened to the soldiers and protectors of our the future of our kids. And I thought it wise to maybe tell the entire people what I also think about this situation that is happening in our territory, partaking also to the celebration of the Ngon So festival. There is no true son or daughter of Nso who is against the celebration of the culture of our people. That is known. I have listened to General Kapo, who've come out strongly with his team and say there will be no Ngon So celebration. I've also listened to General Talk and Do and his team. They came up strongly and they have reiterated what General Kapo already said, that there will be no Ngon So celebration. I've also listened to General Maddock, who also came out strongly and said there will be no Ngon So celebration. These fine men and women are not against the culture of Nso. And in that same vein and in that same light, I have also joined my words with theirs to say there will be no Ngon So celebration in Ambazonia. It doesn't mean that we hate the celebration of our culture. It is just because you cannot be celebrating a culture that is drowning, except there is something behind it. I don't see how stupid we can be to celebrate a culture that is drowning. If you don't see that the culture is drowning, then something is terribly wrong with you. And only a mad cow will be celebrating that there is a new slab being built in its neighborhood, because that slab will one day take that cow away. So what I'm saying is this: we have seen in recent times how some chiefdoms and kingdoms in Ambazonia are crying foul, how the DOs and SDOs are mingling with their culture, how the DOs and SDOs have chosen a chief or a fund that is not chosen by the culture or the custodians of the cultures of those people. We have seen them all over the place. We have listened to news all over Ambazonia where many villages are crying and saying this will not happen, that they have kingmakers. It is not the DO or SDO who choose chiefs and funds in Ambazonia. They can do their thing in French Cameroun, but not in our land. And if the Nso people think that it will never happen to them, then I will tell them that those villages that are crying today also thought same, that it will never happen to them. But it has happened. And the way Nso is going, I'm telling you most solemnly, if we don't stand up, the fund of Nso will one day be chosen by the DOs and SDOs, like it is happening in other villages. So what is there to celebrate as a culture? You cannot be celebrating a culture in captivity. You cannot be celebrating a culture that is drowning. And Top Man is a culturalistic person. I myself am so proud of my culture. It is what I believe in. I believe in my culture more than anything that has ever happened in the world. But the celebration of Ngon So at this very moment, I am telling you, Ambazonians and fellow people of the Nso people, that this is a trap. This is a game. This is manipulation. Because Paul Biya and Cameroun are trying so hard to show pictures of our people in celebrative mood, to show the world that there is normalcy returning in Cameroun. You think they love you? You think they are in love with you? You think they like you? What they want to show is just to the world that they have gotten you back as their slaves, and in the disguise of you celebrating a culture that is in exile. That is in exile. The Nso person cannot be proud to be an Nso person again, like we know before, during the days of the great Mbinglo himself, the father of this Ngon, who has escaped to Yaoundé. You cannot. You cannot, because that was a lion. That was a fawn. That was a king. That was a soldier. Which lion runs from the jungle? I don't know. I know lions don't even live in the jungle. Which lion will run from the savannah, you know, to go and be hiding in the enemy's camp or in the zoo, leaving his kids for vultures to devour? Which lion? The lions that I know will fight for their children, not the lion that will escape and allow his children to be devoured by wild animal while he is taken captive, like a new kid in a secondary boarding school, turning there with a name sticker on his neck, like a yard boy, calling himself the fun on top. What are we proud of? What culture are we proud of? A culture that is drowning, as I'm asking. So, anyone, anybody who is putting himself or herself at risk to go to the Nso palace that he or she is celebrating a culture shouldn't say he or she wasn't warned. Those people in Yaoundé finding these things, let them march. Let them be on the front line, marching with you to the Nso palace. And I say it most solemnly, without fear or compromise. Anywhere there is a La Republique soldier, that place is a military barrack. That place is a military camp. That place is open for any attack at any time. And we will not be warning our people to stay away from them, because we have done that several times. To stay away from anything that has got to do with Cameroon, either manipulatively or not. So I am telling the people of Nso that there will be no Ngon So celebration in Nso land. And I'm also sending this message to all the cultural groups and organizations in Ambazonia, that hence there will be no celebration of any cultural activity in Ambazonia within this struggle. Because I don't see why we should be celebrating a culture that is drowning until we have taken our culture, until we have taken our land back from tyranny. Then we can be proud to hit our chest and go on the street that we are celebrating a culture. If the Nso people like in a free Ambazonia, which must come, they can be celebrating their cultures every Sunday or every Kavi day. That would be their choice. But at this particular moment where bullets are running and you're sending your kids out there that they're going to celebrate a culture, you're putting yourselves, your kids, and everybody at risk. Those funding this from Yaoundé, from the colonial masters' barrack, should come to Nso and celebrate it. They should not sit there and send you to go out and expose yourselves on harm's way. I am warning, I am cautioning because I love my people. I love my people. So I have to caution them. So if anything happens to anybody in the streets of Bui that they are celebrating in Ngon So or whatsoever, it will be on the people who have organized this nonsense. And I'm sending a particular attention or particular notice to Nsoda. I am sending a particular notice to Nsoda to either reverse, to either put their car on a reverse gear or drive it to the gutter. They should put their cars on the reverse gear or drive it to the gutter. Ngon So will not be celebrated. I will not, or we will not be proud to celebrate a culture that is drowning. The stool of Ngon So is hanging upside down and must be protected from this present fund or whosoever that is thinking like him. I, Sheikh Abu Milim, I am protecting the stool of Ngon So. It is hanging upside down. It must be protected from vouchers and from those who think that it is only their families, it is only what is coming to them that is good for the Ngon So people. We are fighting to make a country where Ngon So people will be proud. Where Ngon So people will be proud. You find your phone with a medal on his neck standing in Bamenda that are going to celebrate the achievements of Paul Biya. It's a shame. It's very shameful. And I'm asking the Ngon So man, what is it from 1961 to today that the phone of Ngon So, that guy in Yaoundé, is not the phone of Yaoundé, can show to Ngon So people that is the achievement of Paul Biya? What is it in Ngon So? Is there a company in Ngon So? Is there a road in Ngon So in honor of Paul Biya? Is there drinking water in honor of Paul Biya? Did Ngon So people not go out and people died because they were protecting their water from this same Paul Biya? Is there electricity in Ngon So because of Paul Biya? Are there farm to market roads because of Paul Biya? Are there tractors? Is there any organic farm or anything that a Ngon So man can sit down and he's proud that is because of Paul Biya? Or anywhere in Amazonia that you see funds and chiefs going down with medals on their neck that are going to celebrate Paul Biya's achievement and calling their sons and daughters to come out and celebrate? Like we are all drunk. Like we smoke the same shit. These guys who have sold customs and tradition in the name of the fun is always right. It is not with me. It is not with me. That nonsense, the fun is always right, will not stand. This is a different generation. This is the Ayaba generation. This is the stop generation. The never again generation. We take no shit. It is a generation that must pave a good way for the kids of tomorrow. It is a generation that will stop all the dirt that we have trampled on. It is a generation that will do to the kids of tomorrow what our fathers didn't do for us. So anyone thinking that we are joking should think again. Should think again. When I was young, if we really had a government that think about us, if Paul Biya was really thinking about us, or if we were in a free Amazonia, I'm telling you, Ngon So would not be what Ngon So is today. Ngon So would have been the harbinger of hope for Amazonia. When I was growing up, we had places in Ngon So where Ngon So people go and do farming. You know, you have Kov Gongba, Kov Winsungnin, Kov, yeah, there were so many of them. Kov Bukpu, where they go, they work potatoes, they work beans, they work corn, they work in so many things, so many foodstuff. In a country that was progressive, or that had people who are thinking, or that have had funds who are not greedy, not thinking of themselves or how much the deal gives to them every month, like salary, subsidiary to the administration of what the useless thing they call them. They would have been able to turn Nso to a food, that's the whole Nso would have been a food industry. Because the type of food that was coming out from those places, you could not believe it. But yet, there's nothing to show off. And somebody will call himself a fun, go and sit down and is celebrating the achievement of Paul Biya. Paul Biya himself, if you ask him his achievement in the whole of Amazonia, you will not have. Because what we had before the dog came in had been destroyed. There's nothing. We are underdeveloped than we met him, than we met Cameroon. And you want to come out to celebrate a culture that don't exist, that is drowning. That the common slave master don't even respect. Don't even respect. In those days, the number one word and the last word in Nso always comes from the phone. But today, the phone made us to understand that the deal is stronger than him. The phone made us to understand that if he doesn't respect or listen to the deal, his 200 or 300,000 francs CFA will not pass. He has chosen his lane. Let him walk on it. But to move into people that they are celebrating a Ngon So festival, that is a game. That is a trap. Don't walk on it. Don't play it. Don't walk on it. Don't play it. We cannot secure or we cannot assure the security of any person on the street that day that they are celebrating a Ngon So festival. Because the whole of Amazonia is a war zone. Anywhere there is a Cameroon terrorist, is a war zone. Walk away from them. Let a stray bullet not be your friend. Stay away from any administrative authority that puts on a Cameroon uniform, that respects the Cameroon flag or sings the Cameroon song of shame. And to those who come shouting, one of us, one of us, I want to make it clear to you, all of you today. One of us sings the same anthem with us. One of us holds and respects the same flag that we are holding. One of us respects the same role that we respect. One of us pays the same taxes that we pay. Anybody out of this is one of yours, not one of ours. So be mindful before you come shouting, whenever or wherever. I just came here today to tell the Nso people we don't hate the celebration of Ngon So, but we cannot be celebrating a culture that is drowning. The Nso people are the most proud people when it comes to culture in the whole of Amazonia. And we must make sure that we save our culture from drowning and be an example for the rest of Africa to follow. This is Sheikh Kabiwa Malim, signing out.
The soft-spoken late Meongong Innocent, before his demise, have been operating the Bello cancer in Bello, unlike other cancers within the restive Northwest region, operating away from their base due to the ongoing crisis in the Northwest and Southwest region, which is close to 8 years now. The soft-spoken late Meongong Innocent, before his demise, have been operating The Bello cancer in Bello, unlike other cancers within the restive northwest region, operating away from their base due to the ongoing crisis in the northwest and southwest region, which is close to 8 years now.
Chat ya bawu na mami? Okay. We order pen fa yung winyo ba order fa yung chat. We order pen ha kum kunyo ke kum gonso. Ke yumo junga. Nyo ke kum gonso. Kung la wi wa yu. Bokin get the final decision word. At the final warning. A kongi wo blinky for the shiva. Can you get the care we can get the yeji? If I mo go the young gonso. Ngon So we nothing like celebration. So no give back celebrating. You okay we cool in Indian. After the voice no. But I didn't with a mother insisted. Atil and Menapo young we okay if he when a poor young yunki. When you know I get the J. Your son Yaya celebrate Ngon So while we are. I want to get a 1,000 years. We are there for you. Even I'm the one. I've been the one.
Keep our area inside because when you fuck up, we know say we there for inside we stay. We can't come for the day for inside we stay. We don't deny Ngon So because we not be against the custom and tradition of Bui. We not be against the custom and traditions. All the fun don't go for inside we state. They be free for celebrate Ngon So or their cultural week or whatsoever. But the fun so if you pass through the right route, for so the fun we're there for inside we. You know, can't solve the problem within the military because we are the sons and daughters of we state and we not tolerate nonsense. Any man we don't hear, you don't hear. No check saying exclusive carry you now inside that way on house or now inside in Giri house. They will never deny say me we don't know come go someplace or me Giri no come go someplace. People that say, may the cultural week this year be totally bound. Don't deny it.
From the Nso Palace.
Yes, we don't deny only for the palace of Nso because the fund never use the rules and regulations. We can use them for camp for East Abu State. We want you to country where we will go come out. We are picking the no.
Yes.
We are picking the no.
Yes.
Oh, we are Amazon no.
Yes.
We are putting a hand up.
Yes.
We are putting a hand up. If you are Amazon, put your hand up. Put your hand up. Put your Amazon. Put your hand up. Put your hand up.
Yeah, this is a population of stress.
You are that you can push it. I'm bored. I've been your drug here. You tie or tie you are young. You again. Meanwhile, I don't know guy on tower. You better with you, Punanin. Better you continue their coin. At that I ain't going to. But I haven't. I can we out here. Put on another talk. Avangard word of Yasin, better than a massing event. You're a truck. I young bay, can get a final warning. Young Yati have been bought you when I will okay with you. I can quite. Jawa young Aja to celebrate Ngon So one with us, Yapoji, who was here to celebrate it. We are the before you are the Junior Square. I will tell you no man, Mom, she gets. Stephen Bena, you're the young weird. I have a further voice, you are the weird more you. And you know, I did you will was see for you do celebrate Ngon So or we are dressed square and you start celebrating Ngon So she get in Java celebrating. Ulo women Kengar before we allow me to allow Kengar. Gansengasi or vendor. I be give a you give me Saromin in lie or we get more. When you young, at Tibena, you are the way I come you with a sharp and away and with it. Janari can you hear? You are quite. I eat you one by Wadra. Like what's the one about what you want. We have funny voice in the. With you. But I would have more you. You are the way the more care my weapon. We have been a will and yet Timaji, a young lion season when I am here. Young Yaki are weird. Key weird. We don't Yashay only But I've been even put Bamo could let the party be on the same game. Key or we might. Key or we might. Get a no going back generation. Hello, young. Will me now you go. Be party nari ben. I order ye nari. Will I? No, Thomas, soon as a lamb changelam. When are you?
The mortal remains of late Dr. Ngong Innocent, Mayor of Bello Council, and late Dr. Agi Aaron Ngong, Inspector of Basic Education for Bello Subdivision, have been deposited at the Bamenda Regional Hospital mortuary. Both sons from Bello Subdivision, Boyo Division of the Northwest Region of Cameroun, were both shot and killed on May 20, 2024, on their way to the Bello ceremonial ground from the Bello Council premises. Family members, friends, and well-wishers could not hold their tears on Tuesday, May 21, 2024, when both corpses arrived the morgue. At hand to receive the corpses was the director of the Regional Hospital Bamenda, Dr. Denis Same, who comforted the mourners.
We put all for God in hand. So may God give us the strength, because this one is very, very challenging times. So we give everything now for God in hand, and for say, move whole heart, we get to be very strong, and be very strong in the faith. For saying now God, not say judgment now only for God, not before human being.
The soft-spoken late Mayor Ngong Innocent, before his demise, have been operating the Bello Cancer in Bello, unlike other cancers within the restive Northwest region, operating away from their base due to the ongoing crisis in the Northwest and Southwest region, which is close to 8 years now. With the mission of making Bello great again, he recently relaunched the Bello Community Radio, alongside other projects, just to bring back life to Bello. He was equally the vision bearer and president of Rockland Football Club, Bello, a club presently plying its straight in the Northwest Regional League. His passing away has been received as a shock by many.
For us to succeed, all funds and chiefs will continue to help the enemy burn villages, massacre young people, and desecrate our palaces will face severe consequences. Let me remind these funds and chiefs that France once had a king. The 14th of July, 1789, saw the storming of the Bastille, which was a symbol of the king's power. We have struggled to preserve our tradition by preserving our palaces. We have struggled to preserve our tradition by preserving the lives of the custodians of our tradition. They have taken our leniency for granted. I am aware that across Amazonia, some of these funds are meeting to target the family compounds of those who support our freedom. Let me send this chilling warning to all chiefs and funds and their associates. We will not only burn down your palace, your family name will never again exist in our villages. For us to succeed on the economic front, we have, and thanks to our forces and our people, wounded and bled Cameroun economy, which is struggling with trillions of amber in internal and external debts. The Cameroun economy has collapsed. We have almost shut down their economic potentials. They went for months without fuel and could not operate their wartime machines. We watched how long queues lying in front of fueling stations, begging for fuel, while they have auctioned our fuel in Bakassi to international cartels. they have failed to develop themselves in Ambazonia. As of October 2023,
Le destin présidentiel se dessine peu à peu avec sa nomination comme Premier ministre d'Amadou Ahidjo. Il est le successeur
In the history of La République du Cameroun, two men have held the nation hostage at gunpoint, Ahidjo and Paul Biya. This is a story of Paul Biya versus Ambazonia. His entire life, Biya has believed he is untouchable, that no one or group of people can dare hold him accountable. He murders, loots treasuries, exiled opponents, jail others and bribe the rest into surrender. He murdered his wife and killed the husband of the current wife. He has murdered Ambazonians who rose up. He killed baby Martha, burned Mami Api in the house. He butchered Samsoya and got his head chopped off. He burned thousands of Ambazonian homes and villages, drove millions from their homes and turned them into IDPs and refugees. He murdered children in Gabo on Valentine's Day. All those he couldn't kill, he locked them up. Some who escaped were kidnapped from abroad and brought back to Cameroon. This is the story of a lifetime of a cheap murderer and a war criminal who has survived every opposition until the Ambazonian people rose up.
Have you heard of Ambazonia?
We now have an army determined against all odds to defend the land. An army which is armed, disciplined, and equipped to stop this war criminal from escaping justice again. And most importantly, a nationalist, no-blinking, uncompromising leader who stands up to bullies, murderers, looters, and cheats.
all what it takes.
If we fail, Cameroon has promised to put every Ambazonian in a concentration camp, kill all those in jail, and make everyone else work in CDC plantations as slaves. We, the Ambazonian people, have the powers to render our verdict on Biya. We are his nightmare. Stand with Ambazonia.
The IDPs who been suffering get schools reopened completely and to get our suffering people back into a life of normalcy.
Ambazonia Defense Forces, the vanguards of the Ambazonia War of Independence.